Yo, what's going on? We are back with Skrizz and Adam. This is Skrizzly here in East Hanover, New Jersey. And Adam, where are you located right now?
Right now, I am in Austin, Texas. How you doing, man?
Doing good. It's good to be here. I'm located in my new casa. I'm in the studio. It's kind of a ugly angle. You can see TV and organ.
I was gonna say give us a tour, but we actually
another. We'll do a Cribs episode of The Rise of Skrizz and Adam. It's like very unflattering, but yeah, it is our 13th episode of The Rise on the 13th of April. So I think it's very serendipitous. I feel like it's going to be a really, really good one. But yeah, it's good to be back. We're doing new software to talk virtually, which is exciting. Very, very COVID friendly, I guess.
Yeah, we took a little bit of a break. I've been traveling a lot, so unfortunately, I've been able to see Skrizz too much lately. So I said, let's get something virtual on the books. We're trying out our new software. We're just trying to give you guys more Skrizzly Adams, more The Rise.
More Adam Rosen content.
Yeah, more Adam Rosen content too. So anyway, though, dude,
cool.
Big news. I think this.
Yeah, we haven't talked much, so we're friends on everything, and we're absorbing each other's data. I see you by a pool or something in Austin, maybe drinking a tropical drink or something like that. Maybe I'm making it up.
No, not as much. No, Austin's not tropical drinks. Austin's like all beer, all day, every day, but not for me.
Well, actually, Tito's Vodka is from Tito's Vodka, and that's like one of the best-selling handles in America. Actually, overseas, no one knows what Tito's Vodka is. I have a big overseas audience, and no one knows what Tito's is. But in America, everyone knows what Tito's is.
My drink of choice is Tito's and water with a lemon, so it's the perfect place to do that.
Not healthy at all, but healthier.
It's a little healthy. But anyway, though, so I saw what I'm assuming is pretty big news. So, I mean, I'm German, so this.
Oh, you are?
Oh, you didn't know that?
Did not know that.
Yeah, no, I'm German. So, yeah, I'm German, so this resonated extra with me, but I saw you were charting in Germany. Yes. So what does that mean?
Cool. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. I did post for the first time on social media that I am charting on something regarding radio or Billboard oriented for the first time in my life. My song Dance with Darkness, which is 4 years old, charted at debuted on the AirPlay German charts at 166. It starts at 250 and ends at 1, obviously. Yeah, I mean, I think the before I go into a massive rabbit hole of what all that means, the disclaimers, I have no idea what it means. It means I've hit like 150 radio plays in Germany a day. That's the numeric answer to what it means. I don't know if it's 150, like between 120. It might be, actually, I have no idea. But like in the 120 to 200 range, my song Dance with Darkness gets played on German radio. In Germany, there are 240 stations. What that means, I think the exciting part about it, especially as like an independent artist that is literally kind of like overseeing everything themselves, is learning in the moment what exactly that means and what exactly it doesn't mean. Sure. And I'm actually very pleasantly surprised because I'll try to keep this short, but like I was reached out by a German radio person back of last year. We brought our song Dance with Darkness to German radio. A few stations played it. It never amounted to anything, but whatever. It was a start. But when Dance with Darkness, which was already a viral hit on Spotify in Germany, I guess there was a familiarity there. I think there were already like 7 million, 8 million streams in Germany alone. And you only need 20 million streams in Germany for it to be a gold record. So it's already like very close to on its way. So whenever it was issued out, without receiving any reports back, I was able to realize it was very well received. I'm a huge analytics person. I feel like you're probably a big analytics person as well. And the big thing with me is like, it's like it was issued out on Monday, and then by Wednesday, I got data back from Tuesday, and it was like it had 100 Shazams in Germany. That means, you know what Shazam is?
Yeah, of course.
So it means like, 100 people in Germany were like, what is this? What is this? And that happened, and I was just like, well, this is a huge learning curve to all of this because I don't know. And I'm just like, well, it usually gets like 0 a day or 10 a day or like somewhere in there. So to get 100 in one country in one day seemed like a really, really big deal. At the same time, is that a big deal for Dua Lipa? Probably not. Then again, I have no idea. So I didn't think it was like, I thought it was great for me. But then it was like 150 the next day, then 200, then back to 80. Then
so it was 100 Shazams, 150 Shazams.
Every day we were getting hundreds of
Interesting.
Shazams. Yeah.
And then are you seeing a spike then in your other songs?
That's the next. And then my thing was like, okay, So I went to like my YouTube and like music videos and stuff like that. And like people were searching Skrizly Adam's Dance with Darkness a lot. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
And then a week later, the Spotify would be like up 20%. Amazon was up 400%. And Apple was up 200%. And yeah, I mean, I think the really exciting part about it was like as I don't want to say any of this, as old as radio may seem, it's like all of it is still relevant. It creates like a synergy, and like it was just all kind of revolving around. And I did make a post about it, and someone posted yesterday that like they discovered me through radio, and they've been a fan for a week or whatever, but they're a fan now, you know. And I think that's really interesting. And I don't want to downplay any other things going on, but it's like I have a record going viral on a certain platform right now, crushing it, like making me really good money, super grateful for it. It's already generated millions of streams on a platform that doesn't get millions of streams.
Can we hear what this platform is?
What?
Can we hear what the platform is?
No, I don't want to say it because it's whatever. I'm very grateful for this platform. But the thing I want to say, I'm very grateful for this platform. I have really good relations with this platform is I don't think it's yielded me a single fan. Like, I don't think it's yielded me. It really feels like it's background music. You know what I mean? And like,
why
again,
do you say,
too,
well, let's dig into that. Why do you say that? Why do you feel like that's background music?
I don't know if it being background music is the answer, but that's my theory. Because again, like if you're getting millions of streams on a platform that doesn't generate millions of streams, and again, very grateful for this platform because it's done a lot of really good for me. But I just don't see when I had something whenever Dance Darkness was originally viral on Spotify, that yielded fandom. I was getting 75 to 100 new followers a day. And again, that felt very real. And then this radio thing feels like I'm getting German followers and posts every single day. Whereas like the record's going to do like 13, 14,000 streams a day. It's a lot, especially for that platform. And like, I don't think any of those people are following me on Instagram. You know what I mean? So I think this kind of goes to the underlying thing of what we're saying with all this. Like, I don't know the answer to what any of this means. You know what I mean? I think the best thing I can do is just be proactive. So it's like, we took this success, and it was before we even got the charts in. I woke up on Friday and we did team thread, and it was like 7 a.m. They're like, oh, we're 166. I'm like, and this is, I guess, the only bragging moment I'll try to do was like the radio promoter told us that to give us like, you know, realistic expectations was that like, you know, only two rock records broke the Hot 100 in the last year. Wow. The first one was Beggin' by Maneskin, which everyone's heard that song. It's huge. They were the winners of Eurovision, you know? That was like the biggest song. It's on Z100. You know what I mean? And the other one was a Foo Fighters song, and they're the fucking Foo Fighters. So it's like, other than that, no one else breaks the Hot 100. And we debuted 1 week at 166.
That's huge.
So my goal was like, if we can get the Hot 100, I mean, my personal goal, I'll just say it, just to speak it into existence. It might sound arrogant, but is like, if we can get the Hot 100 and just stay there for 10 weeks, that'll just do such good exposure. You know what I mean?
So you're busy.
Friday's coming up, and we might be off the charts, and it might be over. So again, I don't know, but the best thing we can do, the best thing I've learned to do is like, well, if this opportunity has presented itself, how can I be proactive? And like I've seen a lot of popularity in Canada, and I know Canada's a very small populated country with a good currency conversion rate. So I was like, promoting a record there would be pretty cheap. So I've been looking for a referral of someone who could break, you know, like where I play in Saskatoon, like only 1 million people in that entire massive province. So it's like the cost of getting my music to those 1 million people is not very high. You know what I mean? And if you become the most popular artist in those 1 million people, the payoff's pretty good. So whatever. I was kind of going down the rabbit hole trying to find people. One of the best radio promoters in America I've talked to for years. And we sent him the record asking for a referral for Canada. And that conversation opened up a whole new thing. And, you know, where he's like kind of said we never really stood a chance in the past. He was saying with this success we're seeing in Germany and just the nature of the record and, you know, the tens of millions of streams, it does have a chance in America. And, it, you know, but it's America. America's expensive. Everything about America is expensive. You know what I mean? So it's like, let's say the entry is like $30,000 or something like that. It's like, I could pull the trigger on that right now. And then the radio report comes back from Germany and they're like, oh, it's over. You had a good run. I'm just like, well, God, I really hope it works in America because it didn't work out. You know what I mean? Like, so it's learning to be prepared, but learning to be able to pivot and kind of maximize the wins. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I mean, but on that though, you're a business guy, you're an entrepreneur. Your team is obviously always thinking about how can we capitalize on these huge moments. So what are you and your team thinking about? Or how do you capitalize? Like you said, none of those people maybe that downloaded your stream are following you on Instagram. How are you capitalizing, bringing them on Instagram, bringing them on TikTok, getting them to download more of your music, potentially doing a show out there? Like, what are the different ways you're connecting the dots?
For sure. I mean, it's kind of like a video game where it's like, if you got to level 2, you got to figure out how to get to level 3. And like, there's all different missions kind of going on. So like, yeah, like pivoting from German radio to American or North American radio is like one thing. But another thing is like, they have Spotify in Germany. They have every DSP in Germany. They have teams of people. Berlin is a massive business infrastructure city. So the name of the game here is like, and right now I'm working with a company, I will not say who, that their headquarters is in Berlin and they have a lot of equity in what I'm doing. So if their headquarters is in Berlin and they're a multi-billion-dollar company and I'm killing it in Germany, they better be able to call some favors and get me on the German, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I have to do my part, you know, it's only been a week. So it's like, the big thing for me is like, how can I get together an amazing one sheet, an amazing resume in 10 days and then be like, okay, German people, like, make me the man on Spotify in Germany, because giving me a 20% boost is cool, but a 2000% boost would be really nice. You know what I mean? So that's like one thing. And then with that, it's like the more I chart, the more the industry is aware of me. And the industry in Germany was very aware of me when we went viral on Spotify. And it's like, I don't have a European agent. So yeah, like getting a good European agent that can play 6 shows a year in Germany. It's good money. It's good people. Now, that turns maybe the casual radio person who heard you that week into like, oh, Skrizzy Adam is the fucking truth. I'm gonna start a podcast with him. My name is Adam Rosen.
Exactly. That's the game there. Well, that's how it works. Right?
Like, that's the game, though. That is the game. Like, however you got them to hook them in, that's not enough. You got to get them to show up in person.
That's how, again, we talked about before. It's tipping point. You were playing a show in Boston, went to go see the show in Boston, and that's when, you know, that was a tipping point. Exactly. So that makes sense. So now in terms of like Skrizly Adam, like highlight wins in your career, like let's say top 3, where does this rank? Does this crack your top 3, really top 5?
Honestly, this feels like number 1. It's not a big deal because it's not a big financial. I mean, it's a financial game, but it's not a financial.
Yeah, but the financial piece doesn't really even matter. It's more because
it matters. It's like, it's kind of a testimony to like so much time put in. And like being able, and also like you have to also remember, I'm an independent artist. Like, and I'm not like an independent artist signed to an independent label or like part of some small organization. Like it's like me and my partners. And by partners, I mean like 2 people. Right. You know what I mean? Like it's literally just us. Like I have like my friends helping me out for free. You know? So that felt like a big win where it's like you're kind of competing and you're kind of beating them, and like the ripple effect is like people actually taking you seriously. And I think the bigger one, I'm just gonna say it, I don't care who the fuck it offends, but it's like the CEO of fucking Atlantic Records, Craig Kalman, like shat on the song, like straight up shat on the song when I played.
Which one?
And it was the exact same recording. It was the exact, and the recording is so old.
Dance with Darkness? We saw it.
Dance with Darkness.
Oh, Dance with
the
Darkness.
Exact recording. I showed it to him in like 9 years. This is a very old song. Like I was like a decade younger singing on that recording. Like it's so old.
Well,
and he just like shat on it. Like he's just like straight up did not like it. And I'm just like, well, like it hasn't died yet. Like is 10 million a lot for like Ed Sheeran? No, but like no one says it's not going to get to 100 million. No one says it's not going to get to 1 billion. Like this train has not stopped rolling yet. So like seeing that kind of gets me pumped in like, you know, a self-fulfilling way. Like you were right. I don't give a shit about proving anyone wrong. You know what I mean? But it's like, not like you liked it. So it's good to see other people liking it.
Well, one of the rules of this podcast, as we know, is you have to mention Kanye at least once.
Oh yeah. No, dude. Like do we have to start an episode about Genius? Have you seen it yet?
No, I haven't. I have to watch it.
You gotta watch Genius.
I gotta watch it first.
That's our next episode. You watch Genius, I'll watch it again. We're doing a 30-minute over the whole thing. But that's the whole thing.
Love it. One of the things you have in common with Kanye was I only saw a small clip of it, but I think it was All Falls Down, which was an absolute jam.
It wasn't just All Falls Down. It was everything.
Yeah, and
everyone's in the room like laughing at him and walking out. Like it's like it's fucking humiliating to watch. And then the album is like one of the best albums of the last ever. You know what I mean? Like it was all just college dropout footage of him like playing the exact songs, like Jesus Walks, like All Falls Down. It was like all jam.
The flip side though of that too, that's kind of funny to think about, or sad to think about, however you want to think about it, is like for every Kanye experience there is like that, or even yours that you had.
Sure.
There's all those other experiences where they're like, seriously, take it, burn it, throw it away. And it actually should be taken, thrown, and burned away.
Oh, of course.
Of course. Everybody
like every
looks
Kanye West situation, there's 99 situations like where this is actually dog shit. Yeah.
People are like, no, I'm like Kanye. They told me my song sucks. They told me I'm not going to amount to anything, but I'll show them. And it's like, no, you really actually no disrespect.
It's a ton of money.
It's like for me, I shouldn't be playing in the NFL. Tell me, hey, you shouldn't be playing in the NFL. Like I really shouldn't.
I had like a fucking. This is so irrelevant, but so funny that I want to mention it anyway. I had like definitely not a friend. I was not friends with this person. If you're watching, I'm sorry for saying this. You do follow me. But like someone from high school like reached out to me, just like he's like a grown ass man, like essentially saying like, I really am into music and I want to do music professionally. And like, I'm like, what do you do? He's like, I don't do anything. I'm like, well, I really, really would love to, be a professional footballer in fucking Spain. But that's never gonna fucking happen. I didn't say any of that. I'm like, it's just not gonna happen. Like I'm a 5'7", like 150. I can't play in the NFL. It's not gonna happen. Like
so that was Skrizz. That was Skrizz's response that he told us. His real response was, "Hey, thanks so much for reaching out. I'd love to help you. You could be anything you want to be in life."
It's like just download this link, follow my podcast.
Exactly. Follow the podcast. I'll teach you everything.
Follow the podcast. Give me a heart on every single thing. Like
exactly.
And then good energy is gonna go your way. But yeah, I think let's backtrack. But back to the German radio thing. Yeah, I'm gonna say I feel like the most like fulfilling, exciting thing. I don't really think it means very much at the end of the day. For all the new German fans it gets, like very, very grateful to be on the charts. Is very grateful. That's helping me get a new Wikipedia page.
There you go.
Data, stuff like that.
That's good.
But like, it could create a snowball effect that makes it into a global record. Or like I said, like Friday comes, today's Wednesday, and like you're off the charts. That's it. It's over.
When I'm in Europe all summer, you're gonna have to come. We're gonna have to go to Germany for a show.
We should do. Yeah, let's do that.
We got to get a show set up.
Hopefully, the record does really, really well in the next couple of weeks, so we have to get over there.
I have no doubt the next podcast, which we're not going to wait as long as we did to do this last podcast.
No.
But the next podcast is still going to be top of the charts. I'm thinking it's getting top 40. That's my. I'm putting out that good energy out there.
I love it. Let's do it
for sure.
Let's do it.
Because by the way, one of the things that and you, I feel like you're trying to get yourself to forget this, but it's the truth. We did a handshake deal. One of my bucket list items is to play the drums on at a concert with at least 20,000 people or so.
Okay, it's gonna happen.
House.
Berlin, live in Berlin.
I'm really counting on you. You're my chance.
It's gonna happen. Stop.
I gotta learn though. I gotta learn how to play the drums a little better though, because I don't want. I gotta make you look good. Or I'll just fake play the drums. I'll air drum.
You're gonna be good. But yeah, okay. So let's pivot. So I've been doing that. That's kind of my new exciting thing. Obviously. I'm going to plug it right now. If you're listening, album 3 is coming very, very soon. And I'm really, really excited about that. We should do a podcast just talking about that, actually. There's a lot being revealed in album 3, which has been like 8 years in the making. But so you right now are mobile businessman in Austin, Texas. Tell me what's working for you, what's not, and how do you see this affecting the next couple of years?
Yeah, man. I've been bouncing around since November. I was in Europe. We talked a little bit about that. Italy, Switzerland. I was in Hawaii for a few months. Yes. And then I just got to Austin about a week ago, and I'll be here for about a month or so. And then I'm planning on leaving the country and probably spend the majority or the rest of the year outside the country. So it's fun. I mean, for me, I don't want to just be a backpacker. Like, I don't want to just backpack around the world and just like, to find myself, quote unquote. Like I'm building a business as I do this. Like my days are pretty full. I'm doing a lot of podcasts right now. I'm having a lot of sales meetings. I'm building a lot right now. So my focus is around building my online business, my sales business, and just exploring the world, because I think it adds so much value to me. Like the people I'm meeting, like we talked about in previous episodes, it's been incredible. So yeah, I want to keep traveling the world, and I want to keep building a business as I do it.
Hear me out on this. How many years or months did you work at a WeWork?
5 years, about 5 years.
And explain to anyone listening what a WeWork is if they don't know what it is.
Shared co-working space. So they're in some of these buildings, it'd be 10 stories or more with 300, 400, 500 businesses in there.
So you worked at WeWork for 5 years, and now for like a year, you've been traveling while working. Give me the headspace difference, like the mental difference. Obviously, there's a physical difference. I don't care about that. Like, how is that changing your mental health? Like, how is that changing your Yeah, just explain that to me. I hear the mental perspective of living and working in a WeWork for 5 years and literally waking up in Hawaii, then waking up in Austin, then waking up in Zurich.
Yeah, I mean, the way I used to think business had to be was you had to be in the office 24/7. And there's a value to that, sure. But I literally used to be in the office Monday through Saturday, 6 a.m. on most days till 6, 7, 8 p.m. most days. Sundays, I'd still be in the office 9 a.m. till about 5, 6 p.m. Like I worked too much, especially to get as shitty results as we got. Like you expected to be a freaking multi-gazillionaire for the amount of hours that I was putting in type of thing. But anyway, so yes, there was value to that. And, being young and hustling and like hustle culture, like I was all about it, but it definitely wore on me at least, whether or not I wanted to admit it. But now the biggest challenge I have is just whenever I go to a new spot, how do I get into my routine as quickly as possible, get my work done, but also make sure that I have the time to go out there, explore, meet new people, like explore new restaurants, adventure, and do all that stuff too.
Amazing. Are you finding your adaptability speed changing, or is it variable every time? Every city is just different.
I mean, every city's different, but I feel like I can hop back in pretty quickly now. Like I'm pretty good at getting bounced back. Like once I land in a spot, I try to just get my first good night of sleep and then, try to get my work done and then explore and meet people. And I do a decent job of just connecting with people and people. I think some people say that people are assholes, and sure, that could be the case. But as long as you're a nice person, you respect their culture, people are going to welcome you with open arms. And once they do, that's how you really explore these places. Like people will help you figure out where you should go. They'll introduce you to the people. Like for me, people have been so welcoming. It's made every experience awesome.
From like a business perspective, like I always find this as someone who travels a lot too, is like when you meet so many people that have so many different, even in the United States, there's just so many different cultures and there's so many different things. And people are often very so strong-minded in different places. Like that opens, especially when you're, dealing with 50 different cultures in a given year, that's opening your mind. And when you open your mind, like your business palette just explodes. I always think like anything's like you're certainly just thinking a lot. I find that. Are you finding kind of something similar?
Yeah, 100%. Like I even think about for someone like you, an artist, one of the best things you could do is fucking just say, I'm going to take 3 months and I'm just going to go spot to spot to spot to spot, because the creative muscle that you have, it just opens up, and the different experiences you get, like when you're in the same spot every single day, like I found this with myself. It's like, you're not able to be as creative. You're meeting the same people, you're walking the same streets, you're talking to the same types of people, you're eating at the same locations. But when you go from spot to spot to spot, you're forced to be like, all right, barbecue food here is great. Here's how people speak. Here's the type of music. Here's like the types of business people. Like you learn all these different things.
Very much so for like a songwriter. It's like, it's for like a colorful, like I write using colors where it's like you try to paint something very distinct or whatever. It's like, I think I actually have a song coming out in a few weeks that mentions Austin, Texas. It also mentions New Orleans. But like, yeah, you pick up on different things that are, unique to that experience. And then from there, it's like anyone else, whether they've experienced it or not, they're always going to affiliate that song with that imagery or that experience. And that's like this stamp all of a sudden. And yeah, you're not going to get that. If I live in this room all day, I'm not going to get that. I can only sing about this lamp so many times. You know what I mean?
Exactly. That lamp gets old. Like one of my, I wouldn't say he's my favorite artist. Like I like some of his music, but I've grown to, as well as I can know somebody personally I've never met before just through his interviews. I don't know if you follow Mike Posner at all, or Posner, however you say his name, but I really appreciate his journey. And one of his top songs was I woke up.
Took a pill in Ibiza.
Exactly. I took a pill in Ibiza, and it was all about just him going to this totally different experience, taking this pill literally in Ibiza, waking up and having this like earth-shattering kind of epiphany moment. Exactly. And it's kind of opened up now his next chapter of his career and his whole life. But you can only get that from putting yourself in different positions.
For sure. And that's just really is what it is. You know what I mean? And like, I think there's always like, how do I say, like, the idea of traveling or the idea of being worldly might be pretentious, and like it definitely doesn't have to be at all. You know what I mean? Like you can, like Anthony Bourdain, I always felt like was like a very like absurdly worldly human being who kept it like very grounded at all times. For sure. You know what I mean?
Dude, I think it's one of like the most humbling things to actually do, because when you're going to these places, nobody knows who the hell you are. They don't care. And they're only going to respect you and appreciate you if you are down to earth. Like I would say about, being in Hawaii, I lived there. I spent a lot of, a few months there again recently. I know a lot about the Hawaiian culture, and people say that Hawaiians don't like people from the mainland. And yeah, sure, they don't. If you go in there and you try to just be like Mr., macho New York City guy, hot shot, BS, not embracing their culture. But if you go in there with humility, you embrace the culture, embrace their food, embrace their people, embrace their land, all that stuff, they're going to love you. They'll welcome you with open arms, and they'll do that in any place in the world, I found, for the most part. Not everywhere, obviously. Yeah. But I think traveling actually you have to have humility if you really want to get the most out of it.
I think you're right. I think you're definitely right. I'm actually like, now it's kind of like a full circle moment where it's like, we're talking about this thing in Germany and it's like, we're seeing success, and it's like, I mean, there is not much of a language barrier because they do all speak English, but it's like now all these people are being introduced to my music, and they do have limited access. And if you are from Germany, you are, following the rise. I hope, welcome. It's good to have you. But yeah, I mean, like, you're right. How I go over there and how I present myself live may not be the same way I want to present myself in Austin, Texas. You know what I mean?
Right. Or being out there might even change the way you present yourself altogether. There might be some learning you have, somebody you meet, like some different connection, where imagine you just performed your whole life in New Jersey. You're going to perform a certain way versus when you start hitting the road, you're going to learn different things.
Artists that perform their whole life in one place usually run into serious problems because they can't get out of it. They are stuck in what works in Asbury Park, New Jersey, and it doesn't work in Boston. You know what I mean? Yeah, totally.
So before we hop off,
yes,
what's one exciting personal thing, aside from the music? And I know you got your new house there, so that maybe that could be a personal thing. What's like an exciting personal thing before we hop off for today?
So this probably isn't the right answer because it is a business thing, but like since we've last talked, like songwriting's just like skyrocketed. I mean, I know we make so many. You're probably sick of it, but it's like there are like so many things we talk about songwriting. It's just like I can write and produce and record a full song like every 2 days, like the whole thing. Like I have other people I work with, and I just quit working with like other people at this point. I'm just like, it's just me here, and I really think it's all really, really good. I made a tweet earlier in the year saying I was going to make 4 albums in 1 year, and like I have a whiteboard. I think I posted a whiteboard, and it's at like 32. So it's like almost.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's already almost done.
Wow,
and we're not even 6 months into the 2 years. So
that's
kind of been the first one. And that's kind of created like a different confidence or a different peace of mind. You know what I mean? Where it's like I know if you put a gun to my head, we should probably talk about this in another episode, but it's like, it was a necessity that I entered a contract where I had to guarantee a certain amount of songs in a certain amount of time. Mm-hmm. I think that neuroticness made me just figure it out. You know what I mean? And now I can just, like you said, like gun to my head, like make 20 songs in 10 days. I'm like, okay, it's not a problem. It'll be done.
Where's that inspiration coming from? I feel like
honestly, it's not a lack of input. Think of it this way: it's like a dam. It's like a river with a fucking dam. Like the river's always fucking flowing. You just got to open up the fucking dam. You know what I mean?
So was it like every day?
I can write shit all day. I can write ideas down all day, and like they will be there. And if you're, this isn't any writing thing. I refuse to believe there's an excuse. It's like there is always shit to write about. The human experience is like an absurd amount of data being thrown at you all the fucking time. And most of it's actually pretty fucking interesting. You know what I mean? You're just not looking at it. You're just not noticing that like the girl at the fucking coffee shop has one black fingernail and the rest of it's purple. You're just not noticing that. You know what I mean? There's a lot to pick up on. So that's what's going on for me. Adam, anything exciting going on in your personal life?
I feel like my personal life and my business life is very blurred at this point, just because
that's the same as my response.
It's kind of one.
It's all just coexist in this one room. It's yours all coexist in your computer. There's nothing else.
Yeah. So I guess I'll give one thing. So I'm a big fan of like, you got to shed weight. You got to burn the boats.
Sure.
And one thing I'm doing right now, because I'm making that decision to fully be remote and bounce around the world, is I am selling my car. So that's a big thing for me right now. So
okay.
Yeah. So that's a big,
not a financial step. This is a life positioning step almost.
It's a life positioning step. Listen, I mean, not making the car payments for a car that I'm not driving anymore, because I'm never in New York anymore. That of course will be a good thing. But yeah, I do feel like it's like, all right, at first I was very against it. No, I'll keep it until I'm done. Now it's like, all right, got to shed the weight, got to move on. I got to say goodbye. Got to put her into, a new set of hands that can take care of her.
It's good. I like it. Well, congrats on that. Everyone, it's good to be back with The Rise with Skrizz and Adam, episode 13 on April 13th. This will be a very special one we look back on decades from now. Very excited about in my new house, here in Austin, Texas. But yeah, we're going to be back doing a bunch of stuff. We'll talk about Genius, the Kanye West documentary. We'll talk about songwriting. We'll talk about bullshit. We're going to get guests. We have a lot of stuff.
And if you do have any guests you really want us to talk to, any ideas?
I got a bunch. We just got to get we got to get back in the rhythm of things. But I'm liking this new software. Hopefully you guys are liking it all too. Comment, subscribe, post, share. This ain't ending anytime soon. It's all uphill from here. Okay. Cool guys. Talk to you later. Peace.
All right, later.